Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you all. I know it's been quite a long time since our last video, but we've just been having a little bit of a break with it being the Easter holidays. So this is a little bit of a surprise one for you, and I hope you enjoy it. This one is set in Africa. It's called Greedy Zebra. Now, it's by a person called Mwenye Hadite and Adrienne Kenaway. It's a really famous story. It's a story that's been passed down from family to family to generation, and it's a little bit like a myth or a legend of how the animals got all the patterns and shapes and different sizes and different skins. And this is about the zebra and how the zebra got her stripes. And it's called Greedy Zebra. Long, long ago, all of the animals in the world were a dull, depressing colour. No coats, no horns, no spots and no stripes. Just very dull and very dusty. Until one stormy day in the heart of the leafy forests in Africa, there was a great rumbling in the earth. And all of a sudden, a huge cave appeared in the ground. A few of the animals crept cautiously up to this new and wonderful sight. And when the bravest of them peered into the darkness and saw something glittering in the rocks. The caves were full of furs and skins, all glossy and new. Stepping inside, he came across horns and tails of countless shapes and sizes, and needles and threads of 1,000 different colours. Trembling with excitement, he rushed out to tell all of the other animals what he had seen. Look at all the different colours and different shapes and different sizes. Some of them are really fluffy and furry. There's feathers and thread and beautiful things. The news spread far and wide, and soon the animals were on their way to see the cave, running and jumping and sliding and swinging and slithering through all of the trees in the forest. They're all heading for the cave, aren't they? That is all of them except one. This is Greedy Zebra. Greedy Zebra never ever stopped eating. He certainly wasn't going to give up a single mouthful for a silly old cave of any sort. Lots of time to go visiting caves, said Greedy Zebra, stuffing far too much grass into his big bulging mouth. Plenty of time, he said. Soon, all of the animals in the jungle were gathered at the mouth of the cave, waiting for Elephant to speak. Elephant was the one who knew everything. Eagle had told him all the secrets of the spirits in the mists. He coughed pompously and he addressed the gathering. It is time for you all to have new coats, he said. There are all kinds of materials here from which you may choose. You will be issued with needles by Rabbit, but there is only one needle each, so you must take very good care of it. Now you may go in, but no shoving and pushing, and keep in an orderly line, said the elephant. Meanwhile, Greedy Zebra was still eating. He went, this particular grass is so delicious. He stopped to gape at the most beautiful thing in front of him. It couldn't be. But it was Sable the antelope, and she was wearing the most beautiful new coat and horns. She was wearing amazing horns. When Greedy Zebra heard that the coat and the horns came from that cave, he trotted off as fast as his fat little legs could carry him. But he couldn't really resist a leaf here, and a bit of grass here, and a patch of grass there. Oh, and he couldn't pass there without one little bite. So it took him a long time. From time to time, he met another animal, and another animal, and another animal, and he passed them as he was venturing to the cave. Everybody looked amazing, very colourful. And another, and another, and another, and another, all the way on his journey. It's looking a lot more colourful now, isn't it? Of the wonderfully clothed animals, stopping for a last bite not too far from the cave, he watched Leopard finishing her sewing. Leopard, as careful as usual, had sewn the most splendid fur coat with spots all over it. Greedy Zebra could hardly believe his eyes as he watched Leopard wriggle into the perfectly fitting fur coat. "I shall have spots like that," he said to himself as he hurried off, eager to get to the cave. But it was a hot day, and so he stopped for a cool drink at the stream. And it was there that he came across the greenest grass that he had ever seen. "Delicious!" he munched, smacking his chubby lips together. Back at the cave now, most of the animals had finished and were starting to leave. Only Rhino and Elephant were still cutting their materials. They had chosen very strong grey cloth. Poor old Rhino, who was very short-sighted, had stuck his horns on any old how. He was having a terrible time. He was too nervous to ask Elephant for help, and because he knew that the pompous animal would only make fun of him. He had dropped his needle, and the more frantically he searched, the further into the bushes he kicked it. He put on his baggy old coat, and he shuffled off in a very bad mood. Just then Greedy Zebra trotted by, with blades of grass bulging from his mouth. "I'll have spots like Leopard," he said, "and horns like Kudu, and a mane like Lion, and a tail like Cheetah. I shall be the finest looking animal in the whole of the forest." And at the risk of indigestion, he galloped the last little bit to the end of the cave. And then he stopped, aghast and shocked. There was nothing left. No horns, no fine cloth, nothing at all. Frantically he searched through the cave. Forlornly he found a few strips of black material. Forlornly he cut them all to the same size, and he stitched them quickly together. "Oh, it looks very tight," he thought to himself. Being such a very fat zebra, he had a terrible time squeezing into his coat. He pushed and grunted and oohed and ahed, and soon, pop, he got himself inside. But what a very tight fit. It was nearly bursting at the seams around his fat tummy. He trotted down to the stream to take a little bite of a leafy bush. But it was the last bite too many. And pop! His coat burst open. Pop! Pop, 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 pop. It stretched all around his body. His tubby tummy squeezed through the seams. And how the monkeys roared with laughter. Look at the monkeys all in the tree laughing at Zebra. To this day, his chubby tummy shines through his coat because He is so greedy. Did you know no zebras have got the same coat? Every single zebra has a different pattern on his coat. I like that story. Now, to you scientists out there, I wonder if you could find out why zebras have got stripes. Maybe you could write it down. Maybe you could do some research on the computer. Why do zebras have stripes? I bet you could find out. Now, your challenge today. I'd like you to design your own animal skin. Maybe you could draw your favourite animal, and maybe you could give him a new coat. Maybe you could make it look really bright and colourful and really interesting. Maybe you could give your animal a new name. Maybe you could design a completely different animal, something we've never seen before. You could tell me where it lives, what it likes to eat. Is it greedy like zebra? I'll look forward to seeing what you can do today. Okay, so take care, be safe, look after everybody in your family, and I'll hope to see you soon. Okay, bye-bye.